Welcome to our YouTube channel, and thanks for clicking on another Mr. Maple show. Today we're talking about a great plant that I think can be a little underrated for the garden. It's a really good plant. It doesn't always get the spotlight it needs. Today we're going to be talking about Acer Palmatum Oregon Sunset.
I'm Tim. Make sure you sign up for our weekly emails on Mr. Maple too. We're a small mail order business in Western North Carolina. We ship trees directly to your door, so you can find out when these cool new trees are becoming available through our 10 at 10 emails. Make sure you're signed up for that.
Oregon Sunset has some great color changes. This one leaves out in the early spring more of a plum maroon, and if you like juicy plums, it's definitely going to be a tree you want. So this one goes through a lot of changes. It actually can have some greener, older growth midsummer, but amazing fall colors on this one as well. Actually, where it gets its name is more from those fall colors. You get brilliant shades of bright red to oranges, and it's indicative of a beautiful Oregon sunset.
The thing I love about Oregon Sunset, I'll hand that one to Matt because I want to pick up another one, is its shape. The shape on this is so unique. It has a lot of curves, and you can see it does this naturally. This makes a plant that makes an amazing specimen, looks like a big bonsai out there in the landscape and garden with a lot of unusual curves and lateral growth that you don't get out of something like a bloodgood. So this thing's gonna give some really interesting structures and make just this beautiful specimen. NJ Acer, or Ed Shin as many of y'all may know him, has a garden in New Jersey full of over 800 Japanese maples. And he's got a beautiful specimen of Oregon Sunset there that's just out of this world. One of our photos on our website's from that. There's also some really beautiful specimens at the J.C. Rouston Arboretum. And they just have a nice low spreading form that is really unique and really different with a lot of horizontal lateral growth.
Hey, unusual curves. That's not something you can say to everybody and get by with it, but you can to Oregon Sunset. It's a unique multi-stem tree with a very spreading habit. So even an older tree is going to be a little bit wider than it is tall. I love it for its uniqueness, but also those many color changes. It's an awesome tree for a container garden or in the landscape. You typically see this one planted, but it would make a great candidate for a large planter because it's going to kind of give you that bonsai-like tree, that kind of small shape with a lot of spreading right away. So it's an excellent candidate for a patio planter or bonsai. Beautiful habit to it. I love that it has very elongated foliage as well. Makes a perfect palette for all those color changes.
Yeah, like Matt talked about, the elongated foliage on the new growth is so unique. It's really special. It really just has this unusual new growth that's not like of many other Japanese maples, but the older growth can get to be almost bloodgood-like leaves down on the lower older growth. So you get a lot of interesting habit, structure, and this is a cool plant that's just pretty awesome to use out in the landscape and garden. Now, Oregon Sunset is one we do recommend giving some protection from the hot afternoon sun, and that's going to allow the best growth rate, the best color, plum color you're going to get on this plant. But this is a plant that is just so unique and different because there's not a lot of other Japanese maples that have that unique horizontal and curvy branch structure.
Good tree pickup line. You remind me of Oregon Sunset because you're unusually curvy.
This plant is awesome though, and I think it's one that you should definitely have in your garden. It's one that's very unique and different and stands out when we have 1,000 varieties of Japanese maples. This one is very uniquely special and different, and it's something that is pretty spectacular. The fall color, Oregon Sunset, is because this plant really has those oranges and reds in the fall that reminded people of a really pretty Oregon Sunset.
Yeah, Ed's tree is bar none one of the best I've ever seen. I love getting up there and seeing his in that garden. We'll throw in a picture of that, but gorgeous tree. And yeah, it's a little underrated. It's definitely a plant that's not utilized to its max. I think more people should be growing it. If you're looking for an upright red, but you don't want a massive specimen, you want something that's going to put on a little bit more width, think about Oregon Sunset as an awesome tree for your landscape. Definitely give it a little late day shade. So if you can protect it from that 3 p.m. on sun, you're going to have your best color palette on this one. But a really fun plant to be growing, and I think an ideal candidate for container culture.
It's one of my favorite plants that is probably the most underutilized plant that we have here at Mr. Maple. People don't understand how this one has such unique shapes and how it stands out and is different from the crowd. And I hope this video has sort of highlighted of what makes Oregon Sunset very special and different.
It's unusually curvy.
It is. It's unusually curvy with some nice horizontal branching and some good color.
Hey, take a second, like, subscribe, and share our YouTube channel. We love that. That helps us. As always, if you enjoy this content, you can shop on the Mr. Maple channel. That's the best way to support our channel. And the second best way is subscribing to the channel. So we greatly appreciate you tuning in today. Take care.
God bless.
And have a great day.